A few weeks ago, my friend Dave was telling me that he's seen articles online about an issue with YouTube. We don't know if it's intentional or it's some kind of script error or what's going on basically, but apparently a lot of people are experiencing overheating CPUs, overheating graphics, or basically the computers are overheating. There's a bit of speculation on whether it's something related to the ad blocker situation, or if it's got some malicious kind of intent. We don't know, but something happened today, and I'm going to tell you what happened. So I went to watch this video on a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel, it was just a random channel, a random video. I wasn't on, I just searched and the video came up, and I started to watch the video. It was about a hard drive failure, and no sooner did the video start playing, my whole screen just filled up with coloured blocks. And remember, I'm using Ubuntu. I'm on Ubuntu Zorin OS 17. Now recently, about maybe last week, I enabled graphics acceleration in Firefox because I thought it might increase the efficiency of video processing in Firefox browser. So I immediately had a suspicion that first came to me. I immediately had a suspicion that there might be some kind of a conflict at first between the graphics hardware acceleration and in my browser. So I couldn't shut the computer down because it was frozen up on me. It was completely locked up. None of the buttons seemed to work. So I just went and switched the power off. So I did a hard reset. I waited for 6, 7 or 8 seconds. Obviously when you turn the power off, when it's powered up, all the capacitors are discharged anyway, because it's running and you remove the power and it's using all the power that's in the capacitors, so it was completely discharged. Anyway, I powered it back up again, and I started to get a bit panicky because nothing was happening. I switched it on, nothing was happening. I had a black screen, and I thought, oh no, don't say this has happened to my main computer and my backup computer. Remember a few years ago my backup computer died in exactly the same situation, right? I was watching, but it wasn't on YouTube. I was watching a video on it was a different channel. Hang on a minute, let me just think. Anyway, I'll come back to that. I was watching the video, it was Twitch, that was it, Twitch. So I was watching a video on Twitch a few years ago, and it killed the motherboard, basically. So that backup computer, I had to get a new motherboard, and it's still in the box. I haven't even put it in yet. So I was sat there waiting for my computer to boot up, and all I had was a black screen. I thought, shit, this isn't good. So I reached down to the power button. I was about to turn it off. Well, literally, just as I flicked the switch, I heard a beep. My BIOS, it came back, and I thought, shit, I'll shut it off now. So anyway, I thought, well, there's hope. So I powered it back on again, and I waited, and it didn't take as long this time. The computer powered up, immediately popped up BIOS settings are not set up properly or something. I can't remember the exact error message. It basically said, do you wish to press F2 to load default BIOS settings? So I pressed F2, then then the boot menu came up. I thought, damn it, I'll have to reboot again because I haven't set it up to, I haven't set the drives in the right order. You know, they're all in the wrong order. They will be if it's default. So I had to shut it down. I pressed Control Alt Delete to restart. I booted into BIOS. I set up all the virtual machine, well, the virtual thing in the CPU, in the BIOS, because it's got virtual in there, which is probably what protected it actually, luckily. So whatever this was, I don't know yet. We're going to come to it. But so I went in the BIOS, I set it all up the way it's supposed to be, put the drives in the right boot order. I configured the virtual CPU thingamajigs. I restarted. I went into Ubuntu, Zorin 17. As soon as I booted into Zorin 17, I noticed a little sound coming out of my speaker, like a little hiss sound. And I thought, there's something going, something's running somewhere. And then I noticed that my graphics card was like 50 degrees Celsius. And I remember the other day I was watching videos on YouTube and everything. It was only 33 degrees Celsius. That's my graphics card, by the way, the temperature. And I thought, there's something not right. But then when you're in BIOS, I mean, when you're in the BIOS settings and when you're in, it's not really DOS anymore, but it's when you're in the basic hardware DOS mode, if you know what I mean, the CPU gets full power anyway, so it will naturally get hotter anyway when you're in that mode. So I noticed that the temperature wasn't going down, and it should have been dropping from 40 to 33, 34, 35, around about there, shouldn't it? It should have been lower than 35 actually, because it was only 33 about 5 hours ago. And it's night time, so it's not getting warm, it's getting cooler. Anyway, there's something not quite right. So I went into I decided I needed to check to make sure that something hasn't interfered with my hardware in some way. I thought the only way I can do that is to be in familiar surroundings. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll shut down Linux, because I'm still learning Linux, so I'm not very familiar with the processes that are running in the background yet. I'm still learning all that. So I thought, well, I'll boot into Windows XP 32-bit, which is not on the internet, because I know that backwards. I know what's supposed to be running in the background. I know all the processes that are supposed to be running. It's like it's memorized in my brain. I know what's going on. So I booted into Windows XP 32-bit. No, actually no, 64-bit. I went into 64-bit XP first. And into Windows XP 64-bit, I had a few benchmarking tools in there called 3D Mark. 3D Mark 03, 3D Mark 05, and 3D Mark 06. So I went to start up 3D Mark 03, which is the lowest of the tests, and I got an error, and I can't remember the exact error message, but it said system config error is wrong or something, or system config error. And what? How the hell did this get affected? Because it wasn't even, but the drives weren't even mounted, right? The actual drives that Windows is on, I should say, they weren't even mounted in, and they were asleep, right? They were asleep because they've been powered down, right? So I'm thinking, this doesn't make sense. that was working last week when I did a benchmark. Actually, I did a video, was it a couple of weeks ago? I did a benchmark test and I've videoed it. It's on YouTube. And the actual recording showed everything was working. And I did quite a bit of video. I was playing it all through and everything. And did a... Anyway. So I thought there's something not right here. And I couldn't figure it out. So I thought, well, the only thing to do is to try a system restore. So I have backups of XP anyway, but thought, well, the first step is just to try the system restore, because I had a system restore point from only last week. So I did the system restore. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself again, because I forgot to mention something. I thought that maybe this 3D Mark 03, 3D Mark 05 and 3D Mark 06 had been somehow corrupted or something. So what I did was I uninstalled all three of them. I uninstalled them completely off the system, right? I tried to reinstall 3D Mark 03. I ran it again and I still got system configuration error or something. So it still wouldn't work, even after reinstalling it from scratch. So I thought, well, that's it. What's happened? You know, I can't reinstall it. It still doesn't work. So that's when I actually did the system restore. So I did the system restore. Windows rebooted. Remember, it's not on the internet, right? Because it's vulnerable to viruses. So there's no internet access. I rebooted. Came back up. It booted back up. And guess what? 3D Mark 03, 3D Mark 05 and 3D Mark 06 were all back on my desktop because I'd used the system restore and they were still there. They hadn't been, you know, when I uninstalled them, they were all back from the system restore, right? Double clicked on 3D Mark 03 and guess what? It worked. I ran it. I ran the 3D Mark tests and the scores and got the scores at the end and everything, and it was pretty high, like 67,000 or something. I can't remember now, but it was, everything looked fine. There was no problems, no glitches in my graphics. The sound worked, everything's fine, right? So I thought, this is getting really weird. So there's no way the virus could have got on the system, because so it has to be hardware, right? Something had got into my graphics somehow, and it interfered with my BIOS, or it had somehow piggybacked on the graphics signal from the graphics display. So I figured, right, what I need to do is turn off hardware acceleration in Ubuntu, because it's obviously sneaking in there somehow, whatever this is, malicious, whatever it is, if it's mischievous or downright damaging. I need to somehow prevent that happening again, right? So I shut down. I created a new system restore point for XP64 first of all. So I've got a new restore point for that, because I did have to make a few changes because the recent hardware, I've got extra new SSD drives in there now, and I had to change some of the hardware driver lettering and all that. So I thought, well, I don't want to be doing that every time I do a system restore if I have to do it again. So I changed the driver letter and sorted all that mess out. Then I did a new system restore. Then I shut down, rebooted into Zorin OS 17. So I booted into Zorin OS 17. By the way, the temperature on my graphics card is at 37 degrees Celsius, and the computer is doing absolutely nothing. I've just got that window open, that's all. No browser open, nothing. And the temperature's going up. Let me just open my... I'm just going to tell you the rest of it. Hang on. So I'm bringing up my system monitoring thing. According to this, my CPU is at 4%, 3%, 2%, right? The temperatures are 48 degrees Celsius CPU, motherboard temperature 30 Celsius, right? So let me carry on, otherwise I'll forget where I am. So I booted back into Zorin OS 17. I opened up Firefox. I opened a new tab, closed the other tab that was up, trying to open YouTube up again. Closed that tab down, had a blank tab, went into about, 2 dots, about config, went into the settings and removed the hardware acceleration, which I'd put in a set to true. I set it back to false. Set that back to false. I probably did this in the wrong order, really, what I did. But then I went and thought, right, I need to create a new snapshot. And then I thought, no, actually, I need to go back. I need to restore from my Ubuntu backup. So I restored from my Ubuntu backup, which I've got, which is using Timeshift. And then I thought, oh, damn it, I've got to go and do that Firefox graphics acceleration thing again. So I did, after doing the Timeshift backup, it rebooted, Zorin rebooted, came back up, went into Firefox, and I was expecting to see the hardware graphics acceleration was enabled back to true, but it was still at false. So, right, so this Timeshift isn't 100%. It doesn't restore everything. So whatever's going on in Zorin might still be there, because it's not like system restore, and it's not like having a full physical hard drive backup. It's not quite as efficient. Timeshift hasn't restored Firefox the way it was. So where are we now? Right, after doing the restore, I noticed that my Mozilla Thunderbird email thing, which I only installed yesterday, I literally only installed that yesterday, and mysteriously it's gone. I can't find it. It's not in the software repository. If I search with the hourglass thing, Thunderbird, it doesn't show up. It's gone, vanished. So there's something else going on here. There's something really weird going on. It's not installed and I can't find it. Thunderbird is vanished from my system. Now, maybe the system thinks it's installed, but the system restore from the Timeshift has somehow messed it up or removed it. I don't know, but it maybe thinks it's still installed, but it's not. So what I was doing, what I was actually doing before I started making this video was going through, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going through all the programs to see if Thunderbird is in there. This is what I've been doing now. This is where I am. So I remember I did a backup. Let's try to save some time here, because this is taking too long. Let's go back and I'll click on search. Let's just search Mozilla. Right. So this is where I am now. Okay, it's found Firefox, but it's not found Thunderbird. It should have found it, because even if it's installed, it should show it up. But it's not installed, it should still find it, right? But if I type Thunderbird, unless I'm spelling it wrong, I don't think I am. All I get is bird tray. Right. So there's something not right here. What the hell? Bird tray? Alright, so where I'm at right now is I can't put the email client back on because it's not there. So I made a backup. I think this thing is lowering a bit. If I turn it around, it should still be pointing. Yeah, that's right. So I've got the height of my tripod just right now. So what I'm trying to figure out is what the hell is going on. My CPU, oh, hang on, it's at 36 right now, so it's not so bad. Maybe the temperature has gone up in here. Maybe it has gone up a bit. Maybe that's why it's at 36 instead of 33. But as I say, I've been watching YouTube videos, it was at 33, and now it's at 36, so I'm not even doing anything right now. So there's something weird going on here. And I'm going to have a fairy cake, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. Kids snacks, I think. So I'm trying to figure out now this video I'm doing right now. What I want is for this is, oh, it's still going. I thought it got stuck for a minute. So what I'm trying to figure out is who else is suffering from this problem. Has it happened to you? Is something similar like this happened to you? Is your computer overheating on when you're watching YouTube videos? Has it got something to do with ad blocker? Has it got something to do with... Have you experienced the graphic, all the coloured blocks all over your screen on YouTube? So I'm going to have to put the keywords in the search terms, in the keyword box, because I'm hoping that people who have experienced this might have some answers, because I am scratching my head, because Linux is not supposed to be prone to viruses, right? Number one, Linux is not supposed to be prone to viruses. Number two, why on earth would anyone want to attack Linux? It's free, for God's sake. Whoever attacked a free lunch? Nobody. I know people have got gripes and grudges against Windows, but who would have some kind of axe to grind when it comes to Linux? Because Linux is free, for God's sake. So the only explanation is that who's got the motive, and it's the corporations, the people who stand to lose billions of pounds if everybody migrates to Linux. So 2 and 2 make 4. So if there's a huge migration away from Microsoft, a huge migration of users dumping Windows and going off to Linux, then I can see a motive. That there's somebody out there that wants to make people feel insecure and think, oh, this is no better than Windows, I might as well stay where I was. Well, that's what they want, right? Just don't give in. You know, don't give in to it, because if somebody starts trying to push your buttons, just be aware of it, right? I can't get this damn packet open. I hate these damn things. I really hate these freaking things. When you can't find the bloody tab to open the damn thing. You've got to be a flipping... You've got to be a freaking acrobat or something. I've been trying to open this damn thing for 10 minutes now. Just going to stick my knife in it. Kids don't have freaking knives. These are for kids, right? Supposed to be. Because they're packed in these little plastic pouches, right? You're supposed to put them when you pack lunch, right? Come on, people. I mean, I'm talking about the manufacturers. If you're going to make these little things in a plastic box, make sure you make them easy to open. Oh, maybe there's something in the small print about the small print, like for these things. Maybe it says in the small print, we deliberately made these packages harder to open to protect you from eating chemical foods, because really you don't really need to eat that food. We just want to show you how pretty it looks, and we want to make your mouth water, but we don't really want you to eat it. Well, at my age, who gives a shit anyway? I mean, I'm probably going to be dead tomorrow, so what? Right. Yes, it's milk. I had to go to the shop and get some more milk tonight because I only had a bit left, and I thought, well, I might as well drink what's left of that because I can't get 2 milk cartons in my fridge, it's too small. And if I leave it out, it's going to go off. So I decided to just drink it, what was left in the other carton, because it wouldn't have lasted me all night. So right, where are we right now? Right now, I am in a state where I'm thinking, I'm considering reinstalling my Zorin if this restore system isn't going to work, if there's something still in it. So I'm going to be analysing it. I also going to be analysing, I'm going to be looking for some tools to analyse what process is running in the background, because there's something not right, unless it's just the temperatures are higher tonight and I've never thought to look. I should have. Oh, let me just check my phone. Oh, I'm making a video on my phone, aren't I? Let's check the other phone, right? Oh, it probably doesn't. It says it's 7 Celsius, right? According to that, it says it's 7 Celsius, right? I don't know how accurate that's going to be, but let me go and check something physical. I've got a battery bank over here, right? And I've got a battery bank behind this curtain. Let's have a look at that, see what that says. Ooh. According to that, oh, it's bloody 18 Celsius. Jesus! What? My battery's at 18 Celsius? Right, I turned it on, the thermostat on, the light comes on at the same time. Right, so, okay. The temperatures have gone up. Maybe it's got something to do with the weather. Do you think the weather's got something to do with the temperatures going up? Yeah. Okay, so if the temperatures have gone up, that explains why my computer is warmer than it was, but that still doesn't explain why all that crap came on my screen, all them coloured blocks. So there's something not going on, something wrong somewhere. Anyway, I'm going to end this video because it's already half an hour long nearly. And keep doing the research if you know anybody else that's suffering this problem, and I'll keep digging into it, because what I've got to do now is bring up processors, check to see what CPU usage is, select it so highest one is at the top, so I can see what's running in the background. So system monitoring center, obviously, because that's what this program is. This program is called system monitoring center, so that's why that's high. GNOME shell is only 1%. Okay, right, so maybe I'm backing up the wrong tree here. Maybe the temperature has just got warmer outside. Maybe that's what that wind was, because we had rain as well, and now. So I'm hoping that there's nothing wrong now. But let me just click back on name, because I'm getting dizzy now with all these numbers jumping around. So CPU temperature is 42, motherboard temperature is 38, system services, right, I'm still learning this, user, so there's only me there, right, there's no piggyback on my system, so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope we can figure out what's going on here. So bye for now.